Well, if you are planning a road trip this summer, safety, of course, should always be top of mind.
According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, crashes involving cars and trains kill about 600 people a year. Those crashes can happen for a variety of reasons, but as we're about to see, most of them are preventable. Tony has more in today's Behind the Wheel.
When cars and trains crash, one rule is absolute: the train always wins. Take a closer look. This car enters the crossing just as the arms come down. Panicking, the driver stops on the tracks. Then everyone inside literally runs for their lives. This bystander jumps to safety with just seconds to spare after trying to move a car that got stuck on the tracks when the driver took a wrong turn.
Well, I thought maybe he could stop, but obviously he couldn't.
That's because stopping a train is a long, slow process. At 50 miles an hour, it can take a mile of track to stop a train. Staying safe at a railroad crossing, like all driving, is rooted in good judgment and staying alert. But here are some rules you should never break. First, obey the signs. This driver ignores the bells, lights, and crossing arm that are warning him that a train is coming. Somehow, he escaped with minor injuries. Also, never drive past flashing lights or gates that are down, and don't enter a crossing unless you know you can make it all the way through the crossing. Never stop on the tracks. If you do get stuck, get out of the car immediately and call 911. It may not save your car, but it could save your life. The way trains move around cars is fairly predictable. They're not going to cut you off or swerve out of their lane, but regardless of who is at fault, when cars and trains crash, if anyone's going to get hurt, they're likely to be in the car. I'm Tony Martinez, Fox 12 Oregon. Yeah, that one notion of not entering the crossing until you know you can make it all the way through is so vital. And you may be getting heat and pressure from cars behind you. Right. Ignore it. I mean, you have to be responsible for that. But if you enter that little zone there, I mean, you're so vulnerable. And as I mentioned before, you know, a train overhangs the tracks by 3 feet on both sides. So they're much wider than they appear.
It's very deceptive.
It is. And definitely not worth the risk to try to race over the track. I mean, just don't.
As far as like going around the gates, I mean, that's just reckless. And I mean, common sense should dictate there, but clearly it does not always apply.
Really good piece, Tony. Thank you.